The Figure Four podcast, man. Today we got into some shiz. I gotta, kind of censor myself. Will Wonder. I'm in cousin Tyrone's basement. And he don't like cursing. He don't like it. He's
We got
Jehovah's
into
Witness.
some wrestling. We got into I believe in Will Wonder, and we even brought up the hot.
That's right. Jacob Fatu is here.
No pukesters helping me to the left, and no pukesters helping me to the right. Didn't need them then, don't need them now.
You are the ex-champion, Morgan.
Now this is the way, Tony and David, that you do the figure four leg lock.
I believe in Will Wonder. I believe in Will Wonder.
I do too.
Say his name and he appears.
Will Wonder.
Magna to Kearns to Sojo. I don't know.
I gotta confirm that you said.
I believe in Joe Henry. Man, that Joe Henry is a banger. I know we didn't talk about it last week, but that alone, bro, he made it.
I wonder if it's charting. It has to be charting by now, right?
You would think, yeah, man. I think I texted you this week and I was like, I can't get this goddamn song out of my head.
Exactly. It's Dre Rocka coming at you live from cousin Tony's basement. He got mad at me for putting the lights up in the dungeon, but I had to switch it up. We had to get some lights down here and get it feeling good.
It is what it is. Will Wonder. I'm coming from my office because it's the end of the quarter, and I actually have we both have regular jobs. You know what I mean?
Yeah, a lot of them.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy here. It's crazy, but we got time. We got some time set aside to talk some wrestling.
You missed the shout out last week, and so I guess I'll carry the torch today. I am sipping on a nice ultraviolet monster. Shout out.
Mine's in here. It was just warm. It's orange.
Salute Cypher Sounds. Cypher, he just remixed All About the Benjamins and took out Diddy because originally
I heard
Jadakiss wrote the song. So
yeah, and has Jadakiss doing the Diddy verse. Yeah, I saw that.
How was your weekend, Wonder? What'd you get into, brother?
What did I do this weekend?
Had to be a birthday, something.
Actually, was a birthday party. You are correct with that. My son had a basketball game in the morning, birthday party in the afternoon. I think this upcoming weekend might be the first in like 3 weeks where there isn't a birthday party. So that's cool. Had the birthday party. Sunday, we got our workout in. Shout out to our boy Hoop, who made his once a year appearance.
Yeah, salute to Hoop coming through.
Shout out to my bald pasty brother. And then later in that day, hit the pool, had some drinks. It was hot as hell, and it's still hot as hell here in beautiful Salt Lake City, Utah. Yeah. How about you, Dre? How was your weekend?
It was good. It was a good weekend. It was a chill weekend. I had a couple of interviews that I got done, so that was dope. And Tavian, he had boxing yesterday, and the gym doesn't have any airflow they have 2 garage doors. That's it. So it is hot in the gym.
Do they have those big industrial fans, like those big joints, or is it
nothing, bro? So it's so bad. So Tavian overheated yesterday, so I don't think he's gonna be going there while we have these triple digit days. So
yeah, that's tough, man.
But it was cool though. He got his workout in. He got it done, and yeah, man, everything was chill. It was smooth sailing this weekend. No complaints.
Beautiful. Yeah, let's just keep that going. We had some internet interruptions here in the Valley, as you know. And apparently there's some other places right now where it's still being affected. There was like Saturday, Sunday, and today is Tuesday. So some places still without internet. Xfinity, fix your shit.
Matter of fact, wifey came into the dungeon today and she was like, you know how much Xfinity credited us for the service interruption from Friday at 1 o'clock till Sunday about 11 p.m. Just guess, Wonder. Just guess how much they credited us.
78 cents. I don't know. What was it?
Hey, close. A whopping $12.32.
Oh, I was not expecting anything over $1. So
they gave us that John Stockton to Malone, that 12 to 32.
Dang. All right. Well,
yeah. He wore 12, right? John Stockton was 12, right?
That's correct. Yes, you are right with that. That's better than I thought. Better than I thought it would be.
Close to the age that Karl Malone likes.
Oh my God. Yep.
I'm here all night, people.
Yeah, but
Man, Can we just take a moment and say how much the WWE watches our programming?
I believe they do. Things that we say get thrown in, talk about how bad certain shows are, and then they elevate said show. So I've said this before. I'll say it again. Hunter, Paul, whatever you'd like me to call you. My email's open, djwillwonderslc@gmail.com, or you can call me. I'm not going to get my phone number out here, but there's avenues for us to get a job, Dre and I both, and we'd be happy. We can start out lower pay, than some of like Paul Heyman or, I don't know, whoever else runs the shows, but just give us a call.
That's right. Because we heard, you guys heard us. We said SmackDown, Raw, we just had the Wyatt 6 come through, just destroy Raw, and Raw didn't need no help. The thing that we've always said is that SmackDown needs the help. SmackDown, bring us in. Cody and AJ's not enough. The bloodline isn't doing nothing. So what do you have to do? Do you bring the head of the table? Do you bring the tribal chief in? Do you bring him back already? Because we already got Seth Rollins on Raw. He made a big comeback.
Yeah.
Who's going to return? Who's going to save the day? And Friday night, it happened. Right off of my tethering cell phone, because Xfinity, you sucked. I was rolling off a 720p quality.
Oh, God, you hate that. You hate that. Yeah.
It was horrible. I didn't know if that was Solo Sequoia or the dude that sings Over the Rainbow. I couldn't tell who it was.
Who the hell sings Over the Rainbow?
Is he? Israel.
Oh.
Someday I wish.
Yeah, rest in peace.
Yeah, rest in peace to the God. So I'm sitting there and we're watching SmackDown, and SmackDown's great. Up to this point, it's great. I'm having a great time. It's awesome. And I'm getting text messages. I'm behind on this thing. We're behind being Mountain Standard Time, but I'm even further behind because I didn't think to tether my phone until about 10:30, 11 o'clock. And I was like, I could just tether this thing. So I'm getting text messages. I'm getting blown up. People are texting me. My friend, your friend, our friend, my friend, Sebastian, Sebas, he came back and texted me out of nowhere. I haven't talked to this guy in months.
Came back like Seth Rollins. Whoa!
Jacob Fatu. That's all the text message said. And I was like, no fucking way.
See, I had waited because I knew you were. I always like to wait and not minus the Wyatt 6. I did blow that for you. But anything else, I try to wait and just I always hit you with the, hey, are you watching?
As most understanding wrestling fans would do, right?
Ones with kids, Seba, he's out here just slanging and banging, you know what I mean? He doesn't have kids.
So what's your thoughts, man? We get the arrival, the debut of a man that hasn't been on any other organization. He's been working the indies at GCW and doing other different stuff, but we haven't seen him on a big stage. We finally get him. We've been waiting for this moment. What was your thoughts, Wonder?
I loved it because he came through like a fucking wrecking ball is what came to mind, and then Miley Cyrus came to mind, which is not what I wanted to tie Jacob Fatu into, but like a wrecking ball. He came in there, did what he had to do, just took everyone out. The frog splash off the rope into the like he looks crazy. And shout out to our Polynesian friends here in Utah. We have a lot of them. We all know that one that got the look in their eyes, like if you say the wrong thing, or maybe it's just a bad day, something could happen, and that's the look Jacob Fatu has in his eyes. It was dope, and it made me very excited to see where this bloodline storyline goes. I have my thoughts and predictions all the way into Survivor Series, but it was just very cool. We get that match for Money in the Bank, right? We get the bloodline, which now there's 4 against Randy, KO, and Cody, which leads me to wonder, like, who's helping them out, right? What's the deal there? I know they said it was a 3-on-3, but there's 4 of them guys. So where do we go from here? But the arrival, just the carnage that he left out there was great.
The Samoan werewolf finally came. Pause. And this is something that, since the beginning of Figure 4, this is something that we've been talking about. My heightened what's the word? The patience, my impatience for Jacob Fatu was very high. I was ready for him. As soon as we got the word that Jacob had signed with the WWE, once we seen Jacob kind of go ghost on social media, it kind of was like, well, when are we gonna get him? Get him here now. Let's do it. Now's the time.
Yeah,
and
we
then
thought it was going to be months ago, and it's Tongaloa, right?
Yeah, and then we got Tama Tonga, and we got Tongaloa, we got the Tongans in on the bloodline, and by no means did I think what happened Friday was going to happen in the way that it happened. That was the furthest thing from my thought is who's going to save Solo Sikoa. That wasn't in my mind at all. I was thinking, damn, are they going to plummet Solo Sikoa? Are they going to look out for Paul Heyman right now and save Paul Heyman? I mean, CM Punk couldn't do it, right? So how was this thing going to play out? We've never seen Solo back down in the corner and cower like a coward.
Yep.
And, hindsight, thinking about this thing, right? I thought Tama Tonga was supposed to be the guy. He was the enforcer, the big, scary dude, the dude that he giddies and he talks under his breath and he doesn't make sentences. Like, this is the crazy guy, right?
Yeah.
But Tama Tonga got his ass whooped. He gets his ass whooped. He's not big and powerful. Yeah. We seen big and powerful Friday night with the Samoan werewolf, Jacob Fatu.
And just to be clear, Tama Tonga, that was Dre Rocca saying that. I believe you're powerful if we ever come in contact with each other. But yeah, no, just tore things up, had the element of surprise, which in the past we've got from Tama Tonga and Tongaloa. But this was just a little different in how he executed. And he, again, just has that crazy look in his eyes. Like, it's over for you guys.
You look at when Jacob Fatu comes in and he's doing super kick after super kick, the first thing that stood out to me was his body. Pause. This dude lost a lot of weight and he put on muscle. He transformed his body. As somebody that worked the indies, you see these indie guys, they don't really take it too serious, right? It's not polished, it's not fine-tuned, it's not the Dr. Dre sound that you want on a song, right? The WWE is that. They will make you polished. You can go sit down for a little bit. We've seen it with AJ Styles. We need AJ. We need you big. We need you to get back. Boom. He comes back a monster. Randy Orton comes back a monster. Jacob Fatu went ghost off of everything for a few months, came back and looks healthier than ever and looks like he can take a lot of bumps. And it looks like the way that he wrestles, it's not sustainable for a long time because Jacob Fatu uses his body as a weapon. And he looks amazing right now. And that was just a small portion of it. We seen him spear Randy Orton through the barricade, which honestly, I think he missed his cue a little bit. I think he might have really hurt Randy.
It looked like it hurt. Yeah, I'm just going to, I mean, it always, let me be clear. It always looks like it hurts, but that was something where it felt like that was a little off maybe. But also that leads to his him just being wild, right? Like, the way it just looked so violent. Like, everything looked great. It looked great.
I love the way that he worked the camera too. He knew where the camera was. He knew where to hit the certain facial expressions. He knew exactly what to do, and the moment was flawless. And there was a point after he jumps through the table, after he takes out Cody, who took out our world champion. Is it universal champion, right? Is that what we're calling it now? Is that championship?
No, it's not. We did this last time too, and I forgot.
It's the championship that Cody holds.
Top champion of the WWE.
He's the big man on campus, right? And he made Cody Rhodes look ill. He looked sick. He looked like he was broken, right? And this is a 200+ man jumping across the arena, taking him out. It's pretty damn amazing, bro.
Flying.
After he jumps off of Cody, he hops in the ring. Who's there but the current bootleg head of the table, tribal chief, Solo Sikoa. Open arms. And Jacob Fatu just caused all kind of destruction, all kind of chaos. People in the crowd are just surprised. Some of them know who he is. Some of them are like, who is this monster? Who's this guy?
Yeah.
Solo open arms. He hugs Jacob. Jacob doesn't hug Solo back. What does that mean?
It just means Solo's the boss. I think he's taken the reins and he is the boss of this new bloodline, which is going to cause a lot of problems going forward that I'm very excited for. I don't want to get into my whole what happens for the next 6 months, but something's happening. And quite possibly, are they adding one more? Because you got a lot of family members out there. Or is this the Rock's bloodline?
I'm not convinced. I'm not convinced that we know where Jacob falls.
Mm-hmm.
He held up the one, but we can hold up the one for the bloodline for the family. But which side of the family am I holding that up for? I'm not 100% convinced that Jacob Fatu is rolling with Solo.
Oh,
I'm not 100% convinced, because if you remember at the beginning of the episode, Solo told Paul Heyman, "We're not going to hear from Roman Reigns."
Yeah.
He said he's done. He's done. He's not coming back. What does that mean? What does that mean? Does that is Roman Reigns pulling some strings to hopefully set some things up for when he returns? He has a solid group. Do we have a wild beast in Jacob Fatu that is just setting up the play long term?
I hadn't even crossed my mind. I'm thinking Solo's saying all this just so he can have control. And, there's some way he's keeping Paul away from Roman, or Roman's communication away from Paul, whatever it is. But
were you surprised? Were you surprised when Paul Heyman said that CM Punk was told from Roman that he's like hands off of CM Punk?
Yeah,
because we haven't heard that before, right?
No, I feel like that was a last second throw in. Yeah, I don't know. I enjoyed the beginning of Raw where you had Punk out there and Heyman, that interaction, because that was his manager for, quite some time until Brock came back in, 2014 or 13. I don't remember the exact time, but that was cool. But what was even cooler, if we can transition, is, you get the Punk Heyman, and then Cody comes out with the baseball bat to back up Punk against the bloodline. And then you're like, I'm sitting there thinking like, damn, I thought this was a perfect time for Drew to come out here and wreck some shit. But I guess it's not going to happen until it happens. And at first, because they had security there at SmackDown because of what happened with the Wyatts on Monday. And so for us, I'm thinking like, oh, the Wyatts are going to show up here, which was very smart of WWE to always just have that lingering. Like, we don't know if they're going to show up or not, so we're taking precautions. But when they had that backstage segment, and when we later find out once the garage door opens that it's Punk that got thrown against it, at first you're just kind of like, damn, are the Wyatts outside that garage door? But no, it's my guy, Drew McIntyre, taking out not my guy, CM Punk. And it just made me it was like, damn, WWE did this so well to have Punk do what he did at Clash at the Castle in Drew's hometown or homeland, and then for Drew to do that in Chicago.
Punk never put hands on Drew though. There was a low blow.
He caused him the title. That's all that matters.
He didn't cause him the title. I had this argument with my 10-year-old because Tavian was like, Drew, CM Punk deserved it. I was like, why? CM Punk at WrestleMania was sitting down doing his thing. Drew's the one that went into his face, and he's the one that got caught up. Drew is his own demise.
No, I can't believe you're doing this right now. Drew should be champion, not the what do they call your boy on
don't
online?
Do it.
What do they call?
Don't do it. No,
anyways.
Not on this month.
Anyways, Damian has risen and has become a pretty good and entertaining champion. But I thought that was Drew's. I thought it was Drew's. Get what they're doing, whole Punk Drew thing. No, Punk caused him the title twice. Yes, twice.
No, the second time he was just being a law-abiding citizen. He went to the back. He said, "Yo, Samantha."
He flew halfway around the country to make sure this man did not win that title.
Now he's being a company man. He asked the other ref lady, "Hey, yo, do you have another jersey?" Oh yeah, here you go. Cool. Yes. Hey, Let me take
and that could have gone really wrong. Hey, give me your shirt. No, Punk, you don't ask a woman for her shirt. You creep.
Oh, he
And
had the fresh Air Force Ones on too. Come on.
Also, they were Jordans. Also, did he expense that flight? Like, did he just get paid to fly over there and screw him over and fly all the way back home? Like, what kind of cost is that for WWE? It's all he did.
Triple H gave him the jet. It was all good. He did everything the right way. CM Punk did not deserve that beating that he got. And McIntyre needs to give back the bracelet of his wife and his dog.
Oh, I love that.
It's messed up.
A little bit of FU. A little bit of FU, bud. I'm excited for this when this match happens. I don't want it to be at Money in the Bank. It has to be at SummerSlam. That has to be a huge SummerSlam match. I'm excited.
Well, Punk got to win it, right? It's close to Chicago.
You better not. I think speaking of Drew, he's in a Money in the Bank qualifier next week, which he'll get screwed out of. Probably Punk will show up with some God knows what, or maybe his wife will show up and distract. I don't know, and try to get the bracelet back.
Let's hope so.
Let's get off of Punk though, man. I don't want to talk about that dude no more. I'm glad he got what was coming to him.
We do got a throwback match with Punk coming up here shortly in the show, so make sure you stick around for that.
It's gonna be it's way too much Punk. So yeah, let's save it. What else from SmackDown? We get Andrade and Carmelo Hayes both advancing to the Money in the Bank, which was interesting because both of them got the already in the ring treatment when they're announcing, the other people in the triple threat matches. So Carmelo Hayes got it, and I was like, oh, that's cool. And then with Andrade was already in the ring, I'm like, they're not going to let Andrade win this, but he makes the most sense to win this for a push. Boom. Then he wins it.
I was surprised to see Hayes pin Randy. That was kind of like, whoa.
Yeah, that was a big move.
Yeah. Which I was telling the wife and Tavian that I think this is the way that they went. This was kind of the pattern that they went. Chelsea Green winning.
Yeah.
Like this was the pattern that they went where the underdog, the person that you kind of dismiss, won.
Yeah. It'll be interesting to see who else advances. I mean, right now, as it stands, we can get to Raw here in a moment, but Jey Uso, Carmelo Hayes, Andrade, and Chad Gable, you would think the heavy favorite on that would be Jey Uso, but I'm low-key leaning Chad Gable with those four. Him carrying around that briefcase and, getting that squad together. I mean, not his Alpha Academy squad, but the other folks, Creed that he was talking to on Raw. And shout out to him for being alive. Let's just say that. On Raw, that was great when he came out.
Just shout out to him for just surviving.
Yeah. He survived the attack. It was funny. Triple H was on a Pat McAfee show, and they brought that up, like, hey, and I think this was on Monday, so it was before Raw. And they were like, yeah, we had to just put that out there that, yeah, Chad Gable's cleared to wrestle on Raw, because some people were like, did he get shot in the head? And it's like, what? Why would it look like why would they shoot him in the head? You know? But it went all over. But yeah, Gable, man, what they're doing with him, man, I could see him having that briefcase for sure.
I would like to see him having that, right? Having that thing over people's heads. I feel like Chad Gable could really dethrone any one of these guys. But which direction does he go?
Mm-hmm. Right.
The next 6 months are going to be a lot of fun, and I think we're going to see a lot of big changes in titles. And if I'm to be a betting man, I think that you're right. I think that Gable is the man with the case.
Yeah, I mean, we got to see who else is there. There's two more folks that could possibly be in there, but out of those, that's what it feels like. We will next week. Yeah, next week before the big 4th of July weekend, we will go ahead and give our predictions on. I can't believe Money in the Bank. It's next weekend.
Yep,
it's crazy. Women's side, I don't know. Out of these three, it feels like Chelsea Green. But Io Sky, Chelsea Green, Lyra Valkyria. Mm-hmm. We don't need to spend too much time on that right now, but it feels like a Chelsea Green briefcase, and just with her annoying ass. I mean, I like her, but that's her character, is an annoying ass woman.
Yeah, who can actually wrestle? Like she gets busy. Like she's cool.
Yeah, she can go. For sure.
Not as good as Valkyria, in my opinion. I think Valkyria is probably the better wrestler, but I think storyline wise, I think the storyline is Chelsea Green avenging Piper, right?
Yep.
You paying my homegirl, let me come get you.
Yeah. I going back to Gable and them saying he was alive, they should have done that with Lyra after the last PLE where she just got totally smooshed.
By Nia Jax.
Yeah. No
Thank
shush.
you.
Smooshed. Yeah. Anyway,
That's funny.
I guess the only thing we really out of SmackDown that we should probably touch on, not even SmackDown, I guess this is Raw now, but we get into Raw before Raw. We get an announcement that Indy is getting Rumble, Mania, and SummerSlam for 2026.
Ain't that nuts? That is, they paid big bucks. Ryan Smith, what are you doing? Come on.
Ryan Smith, okay, let me give you a little secret, Ryan. A majority of us don't give two shits about hockey. Don't care. There's some that do. There's some that do for sure, and you're going to make good money off that. Bring a pay-per-view, a PLE of WWE to Salt Lake City. Thank you, Ryan.
From us to you. Which PLE would you want to see in the city? Obviously, we can't handle a Mania. We don't have a big enough facility.
I don't think we could handle a SummerSlam. Oh man, but I'd love for it to be like summertime. Like I'd love a Money in the Bank here.
Yeah. I think like a Backlash would be fun.
Backlash would be cool. I'm thinking like a Money in the Bank at like the I'd have to look at the capacity, but a Rice Eccles Money in the Bank. Wouldn't that be hard? It's outside.
Is it too hot?
Yes, it's very hot, but fucking just deal with it.
Hey, that's what Philly told them when they went there for Mania.
It's freezing.
It's too cold, man. Deal with it.
But no, man, I would love a PLE here. The shows like that we have gotten more consistent actual Raws and SmackDowns than we ever have the past 2 years. So I would just love that. That would be great. But who knows? I'm good with house shows too. I love going to house shows because you get something totally different than what you really get on TV. They're more loose on those house shows, but
we've seen it this weekend on the internet with Liv Morgan being seductive at the house shows.
That little Jezebel. Yeah.
Oh my gosh, the Jezebel.
Relax.
Sorry. Where are we at?
Raw. Where's Pierce? Where's McAfee? They're dead. They're
dead too.
I know McAfee isn't dead because he was on his show earlier that day. So, but that was interesting, right? Like they're not here. Here's a VHS tape, very creepy, of the Wyatts. And I guess let's just go there first. The tape, we get Bo Dallas and Uncle Howdy talking to each other. Obviously, they're the same person. But holy moly, I didn't think it would get that deep that quickly. Man. I thought this was going to be a tape of them like having Pierce tied up, right? That's what I was thinking. And when we got into it, it was like, that was some emotional shit.
Bro, one of the lines was talking about capitalizing on the death of his brother. How much more deep can you get? Because that's real stuff. Yeah. People on the internet was coming from a real place with that, questioning bringing back this character and making the Wyatt Six an actual piece of the show.
Yeah. It was a lot, but it was done really well. I told you didn't watch when Bo was around, but he was a good character. He was good in ring. So like, it's only up and up from here. And I do like that they made it Bo and Howdy, right? Mm-hmm. Because I think the hard part about having something so creepy as the Wyatts and it's like supernatural is that at some point they have to wrestle and it may lose its flair when you got to take those masks off. But if we're able to learn about each of these folks individually in some way, the people behind the mask, but that these things, these masks that they have are like these demons attached to them or whatever it is, I like that much more. And that's what they were doing with Bray before when he came back the last time with all the different characters that they had him playing at the Funhouse. So man, If I wasn't all in before, I'm all in. All in now.
I don't want to say I'm all in just yet because we haven't seen none of them wrestle.
Yeah, they can all go though, so that's why I'm not worried about that part. But I do believe that again they have to further what they did. That was perfect with Bo. Further what they do with these other guys, and the lady, creepy doll lady, within the faction, right? Like two sides: the creepiness, the real person, what's haunting them, what these demons are that they have that are possessing them. Demons from an aspect of like stuff that they've gone through, and also the demon that you see with the mask.
Yeah. Do we understand, or do we know why it's Chad Gable? Do we know why it's Nikki Cross is only appearing once Chad's around?
Yeah, I don't understand that part either. I'm sure that we'll get to that, but I don't know what that's all about. And
what if Maxine's like the cousin or like the sister to Nikki Cross?
Oh man, there's she always got those hot chicks with the crazy ass sisters.
Well, maybe it's Otis's sister,
like Baby D and whatever the girl's name.
Yeah,
was.
that's right. What time gonna get Baby D? She gonna fuck you up.
Yeah. She got the bootleg snacks. She's biting the cupcake and the sprinkles come out.
Get some in the corner.
We're getting off track, but yeah. Well, and then also, didn't Nikki Cross deliver that package to Michael Cole?
Yeah, she delivered the box.
So it almost makes me think that they don't necessarily have a problem with Gable. It just so happened that's when she showed up to deliver that box.
But that's my thing, is that like, what is it about? It's almost like Chad Gable is the one that releases these guys, the energy around. Like in the horror movie, there's always like the little the kid that the spirit attaches itself to, right?
Yeah.
So is it the negativity from Chad Gable that's attaching this demon entity of? Well, how do we even know they're demons though? We're just assuming.
Well, I just mean I mean, everyone, they always say so and so has his demons, right?
Yeah.
Or she has her demons, especially in wrestling. They talk about that all the time. And so that's what I think these masks represent, is those bad things. I don't know, man. It's going to get deep. Bray got deep with stuff, and I would have to like go back and rewatch things, and then also sometimes read stuff online, and be like, oh, that's what they meant by that. Okay. Yeah. I don't know. Gable though. Well, I guess we'll see. Like if this just continues, every time he pops up, they pop up. It's like, bro, you got to get out of here. I loved Otis. I mean, just being like, hey, man.
Chad Gable came back. Hey, I need your help. Hey, I'm sorry this happened to you. We're glad you're alive. I think they even said that. Yeah. Yo, we're glad you're alive. But hey, we standing on business.
Yeah.
You hit the road, Jack.
Yep.
The family's inside, you outside. And poor old Maxine has a heart of gold.
Such a sweet human being. Such a sweet human being. She is.
And then who pops up? The Creed brothers and Ivy.
Mm-hmm. They got to get that going. They got to get that. It only makes sense. That's all like, all American, USA, blah, blah, blah. Make it happen.
Yep.
He needs somebody behind him.
Who does the Academy get? Is it Sammy? Does Sammy help out with the Academy?
I feel like they just roll as is for a while. I don't know. I don't know if, maybe
there's four. If the Creed brothers, Ivy and Chad go over there,
doesn't it almost feel like that's over with Otis and there hasn't been a payoff yet, but it feels like it's almost like they kind of glossed over it, right? Did they not? Like on Raw, that was the one complaint I had about Raw was like, okay, yeah. He almost died last week when we thought he did.
Yeah.
But then when they came together and he asked for help, Otis was just like, no, we're glad you're alive. But where it left off, it almost felt like the next time they saw each other, it was going to be a fight. And that didn't happen. So maybe that continues in the coming weeks leading up to SummerSlam. Maybe that's what, but it just seemed too nice in that moment for me, where like they don't like this guy anymore. Otis, is losing his mind, and it was just like, man, he's back to the funny Otis again,
Yeah, man. I don't know. I guess time will tell, right?
Yeah.
If
I mean, we
this
got
is
time.
truly done.
Yeah, we got time till SummerSlam, so we'll see. Where else should we go, Dre? Raw, Liv in the Judgment Day. Liv sending the 50 or 100 piece nugget. PS5, 2K24.
The boys
Just
having a
like,
good time. T.O. Carlito having a blast.
yeah, I know he loved the text with the images.
We don't know. Was it an image? We don't know.
I
We
think
don't. What?
yeah, I don't know. I think we feel that way. But
Yeah, we do.
she's crafty. Okay.
Mhm.
In the words of Beastie Boys, she's crafty. She gets around. She's crafty. Okay. She is we see her leave the backstage space with see, I'm having one of those days, Dre. Before we even got on here, my mind was messed up with Finn Balor.
Yep.
So what's going on? She's tearing him down, but also helping them. They win the tag titles, Balor and JD McDonough, at the end of the night because of Liv.
That's right. To be honest with you, I don't know who's pulling the strings on this Liv Morgan thing. We know Liv doesn't truly love Dom.
No.
We know this is a revenge tour. She's been very, very upfront about her having revenge on everybody. She's coming after and burning down everything. So I'm confused on who's pulling the strings. I don't think it's Finn. I think Finn is an innocent bystander. And I think that it might be El Capitan, and I think it might be Damian Priest setting up some things. How do I get the Judgment Day back on track? Liv, go out there and get these titles for these boys. How do I get another piece of this Judgment Day out of the picture? Dom, everybody thinks that mommy runs the Judgment Day. No, I run the Judgment Day. How do I get loose ends out of this thing? Dom, you haven't won anything in a while. You haven't pulled your weight. We need you out of here. How do I do that? Liv, get on this, man.
Maybe that's what it is. That's a good thought too. You got two solid ones today. Okay, I'm going to let you know that with the bloodline in this that I haven't thought about. When does mommy come back then? Right? When does Rhea Ripley come back to make everything right? Or on the flip side, man, I'm just saying she's gonna be pissed. She's gonna be very upset.
Zelina's in the mix now too.
Yeah.
So, and mommy don't like her either. Like
another beautiful human being. Inside and out.
I think mommy comes back very, very soon. We got Seth Rollins, we got Jacob Fatu.
Mm-hmm.
Mommy would just make sense right now. The energy on Raw right now would be great to have mommy in it. But is it too much energy overload?
You can never have enough too much energy, okay? Because at some point, certain storylines become duds. Certain things don't make sense, like the New Day carrying Cross. Like, what was that last night? I feel like it was just like a match to have a match when they should be telling this story. So no, you know what? All the energy, put it all in there, because for months SmackDown was great, and then it was just boring as hell, right? Until just recently, when you threw some energy in that bad boy. So just keep that energy going. Let's stick on on Judgment Day business, and we get the Damian and Seth back and forth in the ring. Seth wins. Damian is out of the Judgment Day.
Yeah.
It's a weird one, huh?
Yeah.
Weird stipulation.
High stakes. And why? Why, Seth? Why?
Yeah.
Why does that matter?
What does that mean? And if Seth wins, then Damian doesn't get another shot at the belt? Like, why? I'm hyped for this match. I love both of these guys. Love Seth in ring. Damian has really come along in my eyes. But that's a weird stipulation. Like, what is that? Why? We haven't had a long storyline with Seth and Damian. It's not like there's been multiple matches for this title between the two of them, right?
Yeah.
Yes, he had the Money in the Bank briefcase for all those damn near a year. It was almost a year. But like, it's not like he shouldn't have another chance if he loses. I don't know. That was very weird. But what I loved, my dog, King Gunther, comes out and says, hey, the best of you is going to be my number 2 at SummerSlam. You're going to lose to me at SummerSlam. So I don't care who wins this. Just know I'm here to wreck shit. Love me some King Gunther. Excited for SummerSlam. Excited for Money in the Bank to see who wins this to face Gunther. Sorry, I just talked a lot there. What do you think, Trey?
I think everything you said is dope. I think I need to correct you on one thing though.
Oh, go ahead.
It was Seth DeVille Rollins.
Seth
he was
the Ville?
Yeah, he was dressed like Cruella DeVille.
Oh, yeah. Well, we all know Seth has the. I don't know if I'm going to be honest. Seth's attire is always very crazy.
It's
What?
June. Watch it.
You're trying to paint me in a light that is not me. I'm just saying the shit's crazy. Doesn't matter who's wearing it.
I loved seeing those three in the ring together. I think the ring general, we haven't seen him in a while. We haven't seen him. What's going on with him? We see Ludwig Kaiser. We seen him in the ring, and so I was telling the family, I was like, where the hell is Gunther? We haven't seen him in a while. What's going on with him? Gunther looks like he might have put on a couple pounds. I'm just saying, look like
probably all muscle though.
Yeah, it's your boy. I guess you had to defend your boy. I get it.
Yeah. Future world champion. Yeah.
But he looked amazing. Who would you want to see though? What's the match that you want to see? Him and Seth, or him and Damian? We haven't seen Seth in the ring since WrestleMania, and he worked his ass off. He worked both nights. He put a lot of strain on his body. I think he went and had knee surgery. So will ring rust get to him? Will he be able to stand with either or?
I think it has to be Seth. I think Seth has given so many great matches over his career, and even when he was apparently injured at Mania, he gave two really great performances, right? Night one and night two, opening up the show. So I want to go Seth Gunther. I think that would be fun, but I don't think that's what they do. I think somehow Damian keeps this title at Money in the Bank, and we'll get to that next week. And we get Damian Gunther at SummerSlam.
Do you think Gunther gets the belt off of Damian?
Yeah.
You have to say that.
Kayfabe only right now. Yeah. He takes it off. He gets him. He whoops his ass. It's the ring general, King Gunther.
The South of Heaven, is it South of Heaven? I think it's his finishing move. Lays out Gunther. Chops ain't gonna get it done. Damian Priest holds the title, and then we get Demon, Finn Balor, Damian Priest, Rumble, maybe even going into Mania. Maybe we have to see Demon Balor in Damian Priest sometime.
It can happen, but it's not for the title.
They can see your hair, babe.
I thought that was a cat. Whoa, what is going on? Hey.
Your cousin Tyrone's basement's getting crazy.
God dang.
All right, so Judgment Day.
Oh my God.
I know. Jesus Christ. I tell her, yo, we're gonna be recording about an hour later.
Yeah.
She comes in.
She just
Jesus Christ.
Shout out to your wife for putting in that work at 2:24 on a Tuesday, bro.
Because of Tyrone's basement, man. I thought I got away.
God dang. Yeah, so we get the Judgment Day. Let's Awesome Truth loses the titles. That was weird to me that they took it off of Awesome Truth. The tag division, like I said, has been slightly weird outside of being entertaining from a joke perspective with Miz and Truth. But did that feel weird to you that the titles went on McDonough and Balor?
I do, because that was the tag team that I did not expect. I did not.
Yeah.
Dom and JD, yeah, I would expect that, but not Finn, because I always thought Finn would come after Damian and coming up soon. I feel like that's still going to happen, especially after the promo that Damian cut with Seth, saying that he's bigger than the Judgment Day.
Yeah.
Like that was honestly one of the biggest moments of Raw for me, was Damian coming out, because it's been leading up to that, right? That was a feeling that we got last week. This week he let it be known that his name's bigger than the Judgment Day. He's bigger than the Judgment Day, and they need him more than he needs them, right?
Yeah. Yep.
So that was very surprising to me, but it brought a lot of good moments with Liv Morgan and R-Truth having that moment. R-Truth's heart, leading with his heart, made him lose the titles. Miz freaking out like, yo, Michael Cole, like, yo, I got a match. What are you doing? You know, like, it was an awesome setup to an unfortunate moment that I did not see happening.
Yeah.
I did not see Truth losing Miz losing those titles so quickly. But honestly, to be honest with you, they're kind of forgettable champions right now. There's not that division that, going back to your original point, is that division isn't giving us memorable moments right now.
Some
It's unfortunate.
laughs, but yeah, nothing. That's why we need those Creed brothers, bro. Let them Creed brothers roll. Okay, because they're a really good tag team, and it just needs to happen. Let's see. Only other note I have from Raw, they announced Braun Breaker versus Sammy at Money in the Bank for the IC title. Only way okay, let's just leave it there. We will get into a preview next week, but
I like that.
That's an interesting one for me for sure.
Yeah, man. Ludwig, he did his thing though. Mr. Kaiser did his thing.
Said he got injured. I think it was a real injury.
Really?
Ludwig Kaiser. But then again, I don't know. WWE nowadays, is it an injury? I don't know. If I believe in kayfabe, yes, it is. And I was reported as a real injury, but sometimes they leak stuff out. That's not true.
Yeah, we don't even know if Ricochet's on the Ricochet as of right now, he's on the roster. I checked the website today.
Yeah.
His bio on Instagram said he's a WWE superstar. So Samantha Irvin's back. So I don't know.
Yeah.
But yeah. Probably a real injury, maybe not.
Again, who the hell knows? I don't know.
What else we got?
That's all I got from Raw, man. Should we fly into most valuable wrestler? Or is there anything?
Yes.
Okay.
Since you always go first, I'm gonna go first this time.
Here you go. All right, go ahead.
Most valuable wrestler to me this week has to go to the arrival of Mr. Jacob Fatu, the Samoan werewolf. And the reason why I give him wrestler of the week is because of the anticipation. A lot of times when you anticipate somebody coming in, right, there's high expectations. There's a moment where you're like, they have to perform. And I feel like Jacob Fatu outperformed my expectation of him coming in. Why? Because of who he did it against. Mr. RKO himself, Randy Orton, he just lays out Randy. We seen Randy take one super kick and was gone the whole rest. And then he comes back out and it takes a damn spear. He laid him out. Kevin Owens laid him out. We know Kevin Owens to be the tough son of a bitch that he is. And he took him out. And then he takes out did we get the name of the title yet? The world title, universal title. Whatever it is
on it. Yeah.
So
we have to remember this next time too. Go ahead.
It's not even honest title. We'll talk about it. We'll say that one for another. But he takes out Cody Rhodes, the man that has been the nemesis of the bloodline for the last 3 years, 2 years, 3 years. And it was a moment where it was like, Solo, you couldn't even do that. So you couldn't even do that. Oh, you bring in your cousins, the Tongans, Tama Tonga and Tonga Loa, and they couldn't do it. I don't even know why Tonga Loa is around, to be honest with you. Tonga Loa is just kind of forgotten about.
That's Dre Rock is saying that.
I'm saying it. I'm standing on business today on the Figure 4 podcast. They back Solo in on the ground. Look like he's about to get Bronco busted. And then he laughs. He smiles. He laughs. And then big monster Jacob Fatu comes in, clears house. He's my wrestler of the week, and he's going to continue to be my wrestler of the week if his body can withstand all this stuff. I'm excited to see what happens on Thursday when they
Friday,
when they really bring him into the bloodline. It sounds like we're going to get more of a definition on what his role is going to be. And so, yeah, for that, he is my wrestler of the week.
I like that. He was in strong consideration, and he got beat out by 2 votes. And my wrestler of the week goes to my guy, Drew McIntyre, for beating the shit out of CM Punk in his hometown. Could not have made me happier on a Friday. Oh, Drew's quitting. Oh, man, damn, he quit. No, he didn't. You know what he did? Played you all, came back, and whooped his ass. CM Punk, that is. Took his little bracelet, too. Took your little friendship bracelet, you Taylor Swift fan. He a fan. Not that kind of fan. Just a fan. Shout out to Drew.
I like how Drew. I'm trying to come from a positive place here.
Mhm.
I love Drew McIntyre, but I'm slowly creeping up on the CM Punk bandwagon. I like the way that Drew carried this man throughout the whole damn stadium. How strong is Drew McIntyre just to carry this man through the whole stadium? I wish he would have carried him a little bit further, maybe put him somewhere else other than just on the stage.
Mm-hmm.
And then the Adam Pearce push. Was it Pearce? No, it wasn't Pearce. What's his name that he pushed? The GM?
Mm-hmm.
I always forget his name. Nick? Is it Nick?
Nick Aldis.
Aldis. Nick Aldis isn't a small guy.
He's actually was a pretty solid wrestler. Apparently, I never watched him, but he had matches against Cody.
I still think my wrestler of the week's better.
On the indies. Sure, but when a guy takes the one guy that you can't stand in professional wrestling out, which I'm sure Phil's a great guy in real life, but the Punk character just pisses me off. So Drew McIntyre, most valuable wrestler. Speaking of Punk, throwback match. This was the time where I was like, okay, Punk's kind of interesting. So throwback match, Money in the Bank 2011, the main event, John Cena versus CM Punk. Now, here's the thing. Punk's contract was coming to a conclusion, and they hadn't agreed on a new contract, was coming to a conclusion at midnight, the night of Money in the Bank. So if he wins this title, he gets to just leave, right? He's out of there. So that's the lead up to this. Punk just pipe bombs Vince McMahon, WWE, all kinds of shit. He was just such an interesting character, heel / good guy at this time, right? In Chicago, no, nevertheless. So, I mean, if this was 13 years ago, if Drew would have been ready, he could have whooped his ass then too. Really terrorized CM Punk. But I'll leave it right there. Dre, what did you think about this match? And I know you didn't watch it this time, so what did you think about everything you saw?
Yeah, I was not watching during this time, and what I seen was a setup to something that we haven't seen, and we mentioned it last week, is the corporation having that person that is really for the corporation, like John Cena was, right? John Cena at this time, he's like Vince's boy. Like, we need to save this. That we got this wild lunatic called CM Punk, who's for the people, right? My man's for the people out here, and you need to set this straight, because if not, he's leaving with our title and he's gone, right?
The interesting thing about this time was Cena was no more of a Vince guy than, I mean, it wasn't like he was a Vince guy by any means, but he was a WWE guy.
Oh, okay.
And he was an anti-Punk guy. Punk, they were the total opposites at this time. But go ahead.
I like that.
Yeah.
So John Cena comes out, and I never seen this before. My man got booed.
Heavy.
Got booed out of the stadium. Nobody wanted this guy there. Mm-hmm. And it almost felt like he took it personal, because you could tell in his face, he just was like, oh man, like, this is weird. He takes off his shirt. It was just a weird feeling to see the response from the crowd to Cena. And then when CM Punk comes out, and he comes out first, I believe, and he's in the ring, he's doing his little crisscross applesauce, right? And the crowd's just loving it. The signs are there. The signs are all CM Punk, and it's in Chicago. And for me, I love that. When somebody can do something great in their own city, in their own state, with their people, man, it means the world to me when that happens. And I feel like,
boy, did you know, you may not know this, his boy Colt Cabana, front row, when he left AEW and had that, where he sit next to Tony Khan, and he had that press conference, and he's eating and he's talking shit about this Colton guy who uses his mom's bank account, and that he's a piece of shit. And I haven't been friends with him in years. That's Colt Cabana, who was there front row, was his boy, one of his best friends at the time. But go ahead. Sorry. I wanted to throw that out there because I was like, holy shit, Colt Cabana right there, which in 2011, I had no idea who the hell Colt Cabana was. So
good callback. That's dope. So the wrestling in this match was really good. I think CM Punk really performed well. And it was a solid match. There's a point where there's a suplex off the turnbuckle onto the ground where I'm like, holy smokes, these guys are giving it their all. It seemed like a longer match. I don't know, correct me if I'm wrong, but it seemed like a longer match.
It went 30 plus minutes. Yeah.
Holy smokes.
Yeah.
And they were giving it their all. These guys were going in on each other. And it was just a solid match to see.
Yeah.
And it's weird because I wasn't a CM Punk guy. But I mean, I didn't grow up on CM Punk. So to see him, like, I don't know if that's his prime or whatever, but to see him back then versus now, it's like, whoa, like
this was
really doing it.
This was the biggest Punk had ever been. He was probably the biggest person in wrestling at this time, like without a doubt. And what this led to for the coming month and a half to 2 months, I would say this, Dre, you have so much free time. So go. Yeah. See, you just, once your wife's done doing whatever is going on in that room right there, the old hawk, right? I had to say that because that's all I've seen on socials. But anyways,
shout out to Liv Morgan.
Don't show her that, by the way. But I'm telling you, those Raws after this, after the belt's gone, what leads up, what happens after that, man, it was very entertaining in the main event picture. And then when Punk actually comes back and we get the very first Cult of Personality playing, because you notice that wasn't his theme music.
I did notice that.
Match. Yeah. Because I will just send you the clip of when he comes back, because the crowd is like, who the hell is this? And then he comes out and it's like, oh shit, he has a new song.
Yeah.
And
Cult of Personality is fire.
Fire. That's that again. The one thing I enjoy about Phil CM Punk is that song. And he's good on the mic, whatever. And he's great at making me hate him. Like,
I hated the lip ring though.
Well, yeah.
I was not a fan of the lip ring.
Yeah, he's straight edge, right? I don't want to make fun of straight edge people, but that was like his thing. Straight edge superstar or whatever they called it, straight edge something.
Did you have straight edgers back in your day in Magna? Did you guys have them?
Yeah, sure.
So we had them at Cottonwood, and they were always the anti-smoking, drinking, and all this stuff. But then
they beat the shit out of people.
Yeah, it almost felt like a hate crime.
Yeah.
That's the kind of the energy that I got was very Aryan Brotherhood type of feel.
Yeah, absolutely. I don't disagree with you. That's how it felt when I was younger as well.
Did the white community ever come to you and be like, "Yo, do you want to join the Aryan Brotherhood?"
They'd have not.
No,
no.
I feel like you'd be down with like a Mexican gang.
Yeah, I was called. One of my nicknames is Miklo. If you're from Blood In, Blood Out, and you can ask a lot of my boys, that's what it is. Milkweed, some of them say. Vatos locos for life. But anyways, this match, these 3 months, so good, so entertaining. I'm gonna send you, once we get off of this, the clip of when Punk actually comes back. It is these couple months are ingrained in my head what was going on. Punk was at an all-time high. Still didn't really love him then, but it was so entertaining and so good. And it kind of bent like that reality, right? Like when he did the whole pipe bomb thing, when he was talking shit on McMahon and everyone else in the company, and it was like, is this supposed to happen? And it was one of those, right? And then they even shut his mic off at one point. But fun match again. Money in the Bank 2011 main event. John Cena against CM Punk. Summer of Punk starts essentially right here. The match, the card as a whole is somewhat entertaining. Like the first Money in the Bank match is pretty good. So I would suggest, if it's been a while, or maybe you just didn't even watch it, go back and watch it. They do a great job at, WWE has always done a great job at video packages, letting you know what's been going on, so you don't have to watch everything before it. So yeah, there you go. That was my throwback match of the week.
It was great. If you have a throwback match for us, let us know. I believe a rapper here in Utah, he told us about a match, so maybe we watched that. I think it was a Shawn Michaels match.
Yeah, that Jabroni Santos also sent a match, so we can get to that as well. Eddie Guerrero match. He sent it, and I think he was running in jorts with his pug, not a teacup Yorkie.
That's funny. But if you have a match that we should be watching, let us know at Figure4 Podcast on Instagram is how you can get a hold of us. Drop us a comment, be a part of the conversation. I think we're close to 50 followers. So hey, congrats to us. We're moving, we're shaking, we're moving. Yeah, man. You were talking about packages. I feel like they did really good packages on Raw and SmackDown, highlighting both moments. I think they did a really good job on both shows this week. Overall, like wrestling, especially in WWE right now, is just amazing.
Yeah, AEW's hurting from what I understand. Their ratings on Wednesday weren't great.
The WWE doing the Watt 6 and then dropping Jacob Fatu back to back was literally they not like us. They not like us. Oh, by the way, Kendrick, possible Grammy.
Deserves it.
What are we doing?
What did Drake say? Oh, Kendrick opened his mouth, give him a Grammy. Well, he's probably gonna get it. Probably gonna get it. That's a stupid thing to say, Drake.
Yo, Triple H is dancing all over AEW right now. And but what can AEW do right now? How can they pull us in to watch their shows?
I don't know. I mean, they have good wrestlers. They have really talented folks. I don't know though. I mean, I'm not, I've when AEW first started, maybe the first year to 2 years, I watched a decent amount, but they just kind of lost me. It's a lot of wrestling to watch anyways. And when your product isn't up to par, when you're with what else I could watch, I'm not going to carve out another 4, 5, 6 hours to watch something else. So I don't know what the hell they could do, to be honest.
Because even right now, like I'm even watching NXT over AEW. And so that says something, especially right now where it's like they're developing these guys. Like Wesley is almost Oba too. Like a lot of these guys, Lola Vice, like a lot of these characters are going to be on the main roster within the next year or two.
Yep.
So it's going to take a lot for me to jump ship, not even jump ship, but just to tune in to a Saturday show.
Yeah,
it's going to take a lot.
Absolutely. I mean, if I was like in high school and I had all that time, even then I didn't even have that much time to watch all that wrestling. So yeah, I don't know what to tell them. Do better. Maybe if they can work a deal with WWE and do some type of, we all love invasions. We're loving it right now with the Wyatts. Maybe they work some AEW invasion. I don't know. But the problem is going to be when those AEW guys and WWE guys get in the same ring, it's going to look like it's just, 15 or so different Carmelo Hayes out there. And they're just little, smaller guys, which is fine.
Did you hear the take from Kevin Nash about the AEW athletes?
What did Kevin have to say?
Kevin Nash, he was like, the AEW athletes just don't look like superstars. He's like, they're coming in overweight. They just don't look good. They don't look solid. And when I was looking at it, I was like, damn, he has a point. I mean, not to say that Big Diesel, Big Daddy, Big Sexy he was the most in shape and most best wrestler out there.
But he looked like a star for his years he was on top.
Exactly. So I'm like, damn, like he has a point. I don't know if they're as disciplined as the superstars on WWE are.
Yeah,
think about Jacob Fatu. Think about how disciplined he had to have been to drop, I mean, maybe 40, 50 pounds. Discipline.
Yeah.
And
it's a big deal. It's the big leagues.
Awesome, bro. Well, want to put a cap on this episode?
Yeah, thank you, everyone out there. No, I'm kidding. I believe and will wonder. I believe Figure 4 Podcast, Figure the number 4 podcast on socials everywhere. That's our name everywhere. Twitter, Instagram. Send us some love, follow us, comment on the YouTube, on Dre's YouTube page. Eventually we're going to have a Figure 4 home. Let's give it a couple more episodes. You know what I mean? Then we'll get a Figure 4 home on YouTube. Follow March 15th Media on Instagram. It's my media company that I'm building up right now. At some point, the Will Wonder Pod will be back, but that's the plan is to make this March 15th media thing into 2025. So I need some followers on there because social media is the devil, but it also gives you credibility somehow in a weird way. So do that. Follow my guy Dre, DRERAWKA, everywhere you go. That's all I got, Dre. I got to get back. I got to get back to work.
Yeah, man. Give me a follow. The Unrestricted Podcast. I just dropped an episode with my son. We talked wrestling. We had a lot of fun on that one, and I got a couple more episodes dropping this week. So definitely tune in and be a part of the conversation.
I believe in will wonder.
Cha 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 cha.